Remember at the start of this season when we thought the little clubs were going to take over the Premier League? Those were good times. These past few weeks have been peak 2020. How much more will our hearts get broken this week? This was Chelsea's worst game in 5 weeks. They still won with little doubt. Do you want to know how scary this club is getting? They've scored 16 goals in their last 5 games in all competitions, and yet it's been at the other side of the field where they've really dominated. They've allowed 1 goal in their past 7. Tottenham may have had the top spot by the end of Saturday thanks to their win over Manchester City, but that gut feeling that the Blues will be above everyone else soon is just growing. So just what the frack is going on at Aston Villa? This club can go on the road and tear up Liverpool and Arsenal, but then they go and get beat by Brighton in their own building? You controlled 56% of possession and outshot them 15-7, and you still get beat? At least you're still only 3 points back of a Champions League spot. You're gonna give your fans heart murmurs all season, aren't you? Man United, I'm going to be completely honest with you because I hate you. You got lucky this week. Let me remind you that West Brom is the only Premier League club to lose to Fulham so far, and you needed a penalty kick that you got a do-over on in order to beat this club on your own field? God, you are so pathetic! As it is, these 2 straight wins probably mean Ole will keep his job until Boxing Day. Don't stop believing, right? So, last time, Fulham completely humiliated themselves by losing thanks to a botched penalty kick that a 23-year-old should never have been asked to make. How do they follow that up? By completely falling apart defensively against an Everton club fighting to stay in Europe contention. The thing is, the last month or so, Fulham's defense had actually been not terrible, allowing just 5 goals in as many games. That was not the case today, as the Cottagers allowed 3 in the first 35 minutes and never recovered. You know what's even crazier? They're still safe from the relegation zone. That's largely because Sheffield United couldn't do anything themselves. For the time I had guessed Sheffield just had a string of tough games to start the year, but after today, maybe they have more problems than I thought. I mean, West Ham ain't Chelsea, but you would think that this could be the time they finally got some offense going. As it stands, they've now been shut out 5 times already and have yet to score more than 1 goal in a Premier League game this season. So it looks like we may have 4 clubs this year deserving of relegation, with only 3 going to get it. How will Burnley do against Crystal Palace this Monday? 2 clubs that got off to great starts to the season, only to drop off a cliff in the last month. 2 clubs that need wins in order to stay afloat in competition for the Europe spots. So naturally, they end up in a scoreless tie that leaves no one happy. Again, I know this is Leeds' first season in the top flight in 16 years, and I think they're still good enough to stay put here, but it was just my desire to see them do something spectacular. Sadly, that excuse can't be made for Arsenal. Have the Gooners started the Arteta out hashtags yet? So we started the weekend with a big club pushing the others around, and that's how we end it. Liverpool gets the break of an own goal from Leicester City early and doesn't look back, cruising to a 3-0 win. The good news is that even with the loss, the Foxes are still in position for a Europe bid, but sadly this also means Liverpool is now on a tie on points with Tottenham for the top 2 spots. At least Southampton could be a win within a point of those 2 if they beat Wolverhampton on Monday. Maybe? I'm Rowdy C, I'm an ugly American, and what do you mean it's Merseyside and not Meyerside?